Hi, I'm David Rizzo with the horticultural staff at Rogers Gardens, and today I'm going to show you how to plant a tomato plant. When choosing a tomato plant, I always look for a tomato that has a really straight trunk with a lot of new growth. That shows me that it's growing and it's a really healthy plant. I chose this variety because it's a really good heirloom and it's a large slicing yellow. Things to think about when you are picking out a tomato, what you like using them for, and mixing the maturity dates. Like this cherry tomato, the Sun Gold cherry is a good cherry. If you like a larger slicing tomato, like the Neves Azorean Red is a good late season slicer. This earlier variety that's San Francisco Fog, this is a really good red early slicing variety. You even have Black Carbon, which is more of a mid-season Russian black tomato. One of the things you want to think about when planting a tomato is your soil amendments. Today I want to be using a compost that I like called Boo's Blend. So what I'll do is I'll take a few large handfuls and put that down, and I'll start mixing it into the soil about 8 to 10 inches. So incorporate it good into the soil. Do that. So I got that done, and I'll rake it flat, sort of pat it down a little bit. And now I'm going to take my tomato plant, and this is a gold variety called Dr. Wishes Yellow. And so what I'm going to do with this, I'm actually going to cut the side branches off it, and I'm going to plant it deeper. So I'm going to take my pruners and I'm going to trim these side branches off it like this, because when you plant a tomato plant, if you plant it deeper up to here, you're going to get a lot of roots that are going to grow out of the side stems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them right here, but I'm going to dig a nice deep hole, and I'm going to put them down as deep as I can, about to the below the first 3 branches. So I'm going to dig them deep, and then I'm going to plant them down here deep. And so then I'm going to start backfilling, and I'm going to lightly pat the soil around it. Then I can come in with one of the organic fertilizers, like the Dr. Earth vegetable food. So sometimes I'll put about 1 handful of the Dr. Earth vegetable food around it, work it in really good, get it nicely worked in, and then I'll take a little bit of earthworm castings as a surface mulch, and I'll put that around it really good. I always like to make a well when the plants are really new. I like to make a slight well so it holds that water. So sometimes I like to sort of build the sides a little bit and get that level to the water. But I like to sort of build the sides right there. And then I like to take a compost tea, and what I'll do is I'll water it in with the compost tea, give it a good drink. And you probably, when they're really young, you probably want to water about once or twice a week to get them going. As they get older, you can start peeling back. So give them a good drink of water with the watering can. And as that soaks in, make sure the water's holding in there. Now that we have the tomato planted, I want to use a trellis or a cage. I'm going to take one of our metal cages, and this is what I'm going to stake it with. So I'll push it down nice and deep. And one thing I like about the cages is as the tomato comes up, keep it going straight, and the side branches will come out these side bars. And so when you get your fruit, as the fruit's producing, these bars will actually support the branches with the fruit on it. Now that we already planted this tomato plant, I'll go through and I'll water probably about 2 to 3 times a week. I'll come back again in about 6 to 8 weeks, and I'll feed with my Dr. Earth fertilizer. And then later on in the season, if I am having trouble with any caterpillars or hornworms, I can use an organic spray like Spinosad or BT. Again, thank you for joining me today. I'm David Rizzo. I hope I inspired you to plant more tomatoes in your vegetable garden.